It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play guys. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me, what's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They're controlling the youth, agenda of fusing them, nigga, we losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them, that's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act, fucking low key with the Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I say white to remind people that white supremacy is everywhere.
Oh, God, what a cunt.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 25 Hundo and Diez of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 flexing on all you beaches.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
All right, fam, welcome to the show. Welcome to 2510. It is Tuesday, March the 20th. Drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today, fam? Welcome, Swole fam. Welcome. Come one, come all. make sure you hit the like button. And of course, check all the links in the show notes down below to join the fam today, swolenormousx.com. We are fresh off our weekly accountability meeting yesterday at 12 noon, which was awesome. Great conversación. That's available in Swole TV if you missed it. Awesome. We had some brand new releases. We dropped a brand new yoga class specifically and some new merch. But we got a big week because we have this coming Thursday. We had a private episode yesterday, but we have our 39th roundtable this Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Super fucking awesome. All right, so this Thursday, roundtable live call. It will go from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. with the Swole fam. You could join us inside SwoleNormousX, swolenormousx.com. And a little something, a little teaser from yesterday, aside from this awesome announcement that we have our 39th roundtable on Thursday, we have a brand new yoga flow from Alex for members, Express Warrior Flow. So super awesome. If you haven't tried that class, go and give that a look over on swolenormousx.com. And remember, you can just click on the updates tab if you're a member, and it will show all the latest releases for the current week. That way you don't have to go searching through the site. It'll give you exactly what we released this previous Monday. We release new content every Monday if you don't know. And if you go to the updates tab when you log in, you will have the links directly to the classes. So try this one, Express Warrior Flow, fire. And of course, Thursday, the episode will be private for members only, and only members will get access to the live call. So join us today, swolenormousx.com. All right, now let's get into the tip. We have Swole fam post to get into. That's the announcements I got for the day. Welcome, Michael, Cerny, Matthew, Nate, Carson, Jennifer. How we doing? Will, Elizabeth. How we doing? Cerny, John, everyone, Frank. Let's get into today's episode. What did you train, or what are you going to smash? Drop in the comments down below. Let's get this nut open so we get the Swole card out so we can give that shit away. Fam, let's fucking go. Ow. Put some respect on it. Yas beefy. Okay, hashtag get swole for a chance to win today's Swole card. Thank you, Leo. Jesus Christ. All right, hashtag get swole for a chance to win. We'll give that away at the end of today's episode. And a little shout out to Michael Cano. My wife got up and went to the gym this morning. Very proud of her. Very nice. Good for her. Good stuff. The little wins. 7 pillars every day. All right, fam, let's get into that tip. We got a great show. We got a full packed show. So let's get that thing in there. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. You gotta moisturize. If you want to get it in. All right, round table, accountability meeting, new yoga class, first Swole fan post of the day. Here we go.
What's in the box?
This one's from Daisy from our Swole fam discussion boards under pillar number 2, nutrition. And Daisy's writing, not a question, I'm just honestly surprised. So I know, the scale isn't everything, but I was curious to see how much I weighed today, and I thought, there's no way I have not gained weight by eating all this fatty grass-fed beef, bacon, and eggs. I was wrong. Even after listening to Papa Swolio say how good grass-fed beef is for you, I still kind of had some doubt about losing weight while eating fats, even healthy fats from meats and avocados. I started the elimination diet 5 days ago on March 13th. The last time I weighed myself was March 8th, and I was 134.2 pounds. And check it out, fam. I'm at 129.6 pounds. This is contrary to what I believed. So I'm glad I pushed myself to doing the elimination diet and 90-day dash. Keep up the good work, everyone. Indeed. Fats are not the enemy. It just goes to show how deep the brainwashing goes, right? Fats are evil. Fats are so bad for you. Nonsense. Quality food is not only not bad for you, it's essential for quality health. And I'm glad that Daisy's getting her fucking mind blown, but there's so many more people out there that are pounding tons and tons of vegetables and carbohydrates and thinking that they're eating healthy when in fact they're leading themselves down this vicious cycle of confusion and caloric restriction and eating more leaves and grass and these just foods that do not want to be consumed, that are not ideal for human consumption. They're not nutrient dense enough. They're not bioavailable enough. And Daisy's tapping into what is seemingly the first couple steps and the first couple moments of the rest of her nutritional journey. And it's just always a process. You're always going to learn new things, but the elimination diet will expose a lot of that for you. So if you haven't done elimination diet, please, I encourage you to do so. Coda, morning everyone, had a little bit of a win today and wanted to share. Just finished a 5-mile trail hike and I'm on my way to the next spot. I haven't been able to do this in a good few years since my fight with cancer and was able to keep at it and not feel tired. It felt great. And here are a few pictures to share. So we're looking, I'm assuming, southwest. See a lot of cacti and mountains in the distance and not grass, but all these little shrubs and stuff. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Very nice. That's America right there. Looks like Arizona, right? Yeah. Looks like Arizona. Dry and crusty. Good for you. Good for you. Glad to hear it. And amazing that your journey is still improving, beating cancer, and now your energy coming back. Just going for a hike, active recovery, moving, so important, going for a walk. Kristen says, I cannot stress enough how missing the podcast messes with my mindset. Aww. Hopefully you're here today, Kristen. I typically listen at work, but last week was so busy I didn't have a chance. This weekend, I have no idea what happened, but I was eating garbage and being lazy. This doesn't happen often, and boy, do I regret it. I feel like ass. Back to mostly carnivore and fruit this morning. Hope I can kick this brain fog, headache, and acid reflux. Been a while since I felt this, only sharing to keep myself accountable. Started my morning with legs swole while listening to the podcast and followed up with some brain gains. Back at it. All right. I'm more concerned about why you were just eating garbage, which means you had garbage in your environment. And people, you need to get this shit out of your house. Get it out of your house. You're just hanging out eating shit that shouldn't even exist. That shouldn't be in your house. Throw it in the garbage. Throw these things in the fucking trash. Throw them out. But I spent money on them. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be eating it. Return it. Give it away. Don't even give it to someone else because they shouldn't be eating it either. Just fucking throw it out. It's not real food. Throw it out. Throw it out. Get it out of your environment. Your environment is so important. A lot of people think that, and drop in the comments if you've gone through this. You do the elimination diet. You spent money on things. You have junk food in the house, shit food, crackers and chips and cookies and stuff. And you spent money on it. So you're just keeping it around. And you think, oh, well, I'll just not do it. I'll just not eat it. I have willpower. I'll just ignore it. Bullshit. It doesn't serve you any purpose. If you're not going to eat it, then get rid of it. If you're not eating it, then get rid of it. If you're keeping it around, it's going to be consumed. You're going to eat it. This is what addiction is like. You think, oh, I'll have willpower. I'll just have one, or not today, but maybe I don't want to throw it out because I did spend money on it. Blah blah blah. It's the voice in your head. It's your mind playing tricks on you. All right. Lesson learned, right? Lesson learned. Tyler, good morning, fam. Had to get this photo because Papa seems like he wants more of his looks on the screen. LOL. From Matt's perspective to my perspective, thought it was hilarious. Have a good one, fam. So is this Swoleception? So Tyler took a picture of his TV of the episode where we're watching Matt watch the show on his TV. This is deep. This is deep. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. So we have Tyler. So right now, are we going to continue this? Are we going to continue this train? So everyone's going to be taking a picture of where we're watching now. So we're on the podcast. We're on episode 2510, watching Tyler watch 2506 on his TV, in which, in 2506, we're watching Matt watch episode, what was that one? I don't know, on his TV. So this is going to keep on going. We're going to take a picture. All right, someone has to post this. Someone has to take a picture. Keep it going. This is a thing now. This is a thing. All right, thank you, Tyler. Very creative. All right, and our last post of the day from our discussion boards, William. Hey all, my name is William, but I go by Marty. Ho, you don't say.
Great Scott!
I go by Marty. I'm a cop in Virginia. I joined up because I want to be in overall better shape and actually look good rather than have good cardio and a big belly. Ain't that the fucking truth? Thank you for your service. Thank you. All right. Thank you for your service. Welcome to the fam, Marty. And I'm sure I'm going to get that screwed up where I see the name William pop up again. But welcome. If you're ready to join, let's see. We got Marty, we got Tyler, we got Kristen, we got Coda, and we have Daisy. If you're ready to join all those amazing people and myself inside the Swole fam, well, head on over to swolenormousx.com and join us today. Now we're going to get into some knowledge cock. We'll take some questions and we'll get today kicked off with a question. We got a call from Benjamin. Let's go. Benjamin, you are on the line. Hello, Benjamin. Benji.
How do I get jacked?
Oh, was that the whole question, bro? Was that the... Jesus Christ. How do I get jacked? That's the quickest way to not get jacked. Okay, so getting huge takes all your effort and all your energy, your top priority. There's no other way around it. I'm gonna address this question for a moment just because it was such a lazy fucking question. But at the same time, anyone that thinks they're going to put on a lot of muscle, no, that's going to be your obsession. It's going to be your top priority. You're going to be going to the gym. You're going to be making food. You're going to be doing it religiously. That's the only way to get amazing results. It's the only way to get amazing results. And remember, once you build these habits, it doesn't seem like that's your only focus. It becomes background. You're used to making food and prepping meals in advance. If you need to prep meals in advance, some people do, some people don't. Some people are home more often. You can cook. Some people need to make food for the entire week ahead of time. But you get into that flow. So everything, remember, anytime you do something different, it's new, it's going to seem stressful. It's going to seem like there's friction. You're just not used to doing it. So once you set those habits, it's like anything else. It's normal. It's fine. All right, let's see here. Lacey, Papa Swole, I'm shifting to right when front squatting. That's mobility issues in my hips and ankles, isn't it? You're shifting to your right when you're front squatting, to your right foot. So it could be your left ankle. There could be a couple things, but it's probably your left ankle. A lot of times, did you ever sprain your left ankle or hurt your left ankle? It could be your adductors too. It could be a combination. Usually it's one more than the other, but it could be your adductors on your right side. Or it could be your hamstrings on your left side. It could be a couple different things. But if you have, let's say, a left ankle injury and you're unable to drive your knees over your toes on that left side, you're going to have a little bit more of an asymmetrical shift to the right. You tore your left hamstring. See, there you go. Well, not that that's a good thing. You tore your left hamstring 10 years ago. All right. So that's probably, not saying that that's exactly it. I mean, that's probably what led to the compensation. So if you tore your left hamstring, here's what happens. You stop walking on that leg the same way. So you won't track through your left ankle as much. You might not rehab your left hamstring as much. You might still have some tightness. So you won't be getting as deep. Maybe the origin, maybe you're not getting as deep in that squat on that side because of its tightness or some scar tissue, so you're shifting to the right. But if you're not using or you're not walking because you're limping because you tore your hamstring or you're in you're not a cast, but a brace or whatever you did, you might lose some mobility subconsciously, and over time it compounds where you don't mobilize your left ankle as much, your left knee, your left hamstring, your left hip. It just translates up and down. And then even though you kind of come through it, you're starting to notice that you have some latent shifting. So I would recommend focusing on mobility, single leg mobility, but practicing those things like Jefferson curls, single leg curls, get a monkey foot and start practicing with your left hamstring. But mobility and stretching, weighted stretching is important. Adductor work, just getting the mobility in the left ankle. Are you doing toe raises or anterior tibialis work? It's just going to take a lot of time. You probably have to get really deep into those movements. Nordic curls are fantastic, but you definitely need to create more of that balance. But that's a common thing. An injury will lead to more tightness compounded over time. So that's probably where it started. Are you dominantly left leg or right leg anyway? It's just interesting how I can be like, oh, it's probably an ankle or injury, and then you tore your left hamstring. So it makes sense. It makes sense. That's likely a huge part of it. Can never say, oh, that's the answer. And it's not necessarily the hamstring itself. It likely is, but it's the body posture and the habits that come from, oh, my hamstring is sensitive, so you start walking differently and shifting your weight differently, and you stop taking full strides on your left leg, which compounds over time. Even when it heals, you're still walking a little bit differently. Human body is so interesting that you can kind of, even just saying that online, you can kind of get an idea potentially of what the issue is. You could follow up. Will, Papa Swole, you mentioned that you don't like leg press. I'm assuming you meant to put wondering why you don't like leg press over other leg day exercises. I'm just not generally a fan. I used to do it. I mean, you could do it properly. You could do it. There's different ways you can do it. You could do more of a quad focused or a hamstring focused leg press. I'm just not a fan of it. I just think there's much more useful exercises. I've seen much more benefit from doing free body exercises rather than locking my body into a machine. I personally don't like a lot of machines that inhibit free movement. I'm just not generally a fan. But like anything else, can you do it better in some ways than others? Some people do it better. If I was to do a leg press, would I be able to use it properly? I would. So it's not necessarily that it's a bad exercise. I just think there's much more effective movements in terms of training your legs. There isn't anything as specific. It's just kind of a wasted movement when there's better options, is my opinion. Why would you do a leg press when you can do a hack squat? If you're going to use a machine, why not use a hack squat? It's much better. Why not do sissy squats? Why not do regular squats? Why not do Bulgarian split squats? Why not do RDLs? In just the scheme of all leg exercises, why would you choose a leg press? It also, from my experience, matters tremendously what type of leg press. Some leg presses are awful, and I mean awful. So not all leg presses are created equal. The pad angles, the foot position, the foot pad angle, or the platform angle, just not really a fan. Puts a lot of pressure on the spine. Plus, you can put on so much fucking weight when it comes to a leg press, but it doesn't translate. It doesn't necessarily translate. And a lot of times, like Alan says, your lower back comes up off the pad. People don't have the mobility for it in terms of what they're trying to accomplish. Just not a fan. There's better choices. Tiffany, I want to stop taking hormonal birth control. My boyfriend and I 100% don't want kids, and he's afraid even though we use condoms. Advice. Well, what I would recommend, I forget the name of the book. Mama Swolio really likes it. Learning about your cycle. It's not magic, it's science, and it's not foolproof, but you can, I forget the book. If you're a Swole fan member, right? If you go in the Swole Numbers beauty chat, you can ask her, you want to learn about your cycles and when you're most fertile versus when you're not. And there's a very clear way to approach that. I would also recommend, Tiffany, you look into, what kind of, pads or tampons and things you use, because you do not want putting these chemicals and synthetics on your body. So in the Swole Numbers beauty chat, in your Get Started series, you can join those chats. We have a few chats, and she can give you some more insight. I'll add that book if I remember. I'm glad you brought it up or triggered my memory. I want to add that to the book club. So that's one way. Of course, it's not foolproof. Like, hey, you're the most fertile now, and this is your other window when you're, when you're less fertile or more fertile, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not 100%, of course, but it will definitely give you more insight and you learn more about your body. So obviously, if you don't want kids, then don't put the PP in the vajayjay hole. So we know that. The more you learn, I know everyone's really, your mind's just fucking blown right now. Like, everyone's like, holy shit. Did he just say that?
Wow.
I just learned. I never knew that. So that's a thing too. And of course, that's not the popular approach. But yeah, I would definitely recommend avoiding hormonal birth control. And you might find that your attraction improves or changes or feels different now that you're not, plugging up and gumming up your system and interrupting your body's natural signaling mechanisms. Birth control is awful. It's all. If you want birth control, don't fuck. That might not sound glamorous, but that's the only surefire way that you're not going to have a baby, because we're really on this planet to have children. So that's why that results in that outcome, because that's why we've evolved. That's what's supposed to happen. But it fucks up women so bad. Psychologically, it's so bad. It's so bad. Bad for your body physically, fat gain, bloating. Your body constantly thinks it's pregnant. You might find that your boobs shrink a little bit too. Everyone's like, oh no. But you're not getting signals in your body that you need to breastfeed. You'll find a lot of bloating and systemic inflammation disappear. Oftentimes, it's crazy. From when Mama Swolio did it, and then so many members and people talking about getting off birth control, their life just improved tremendously. Tyler, do you find any value from sparkling water? I don't drink sparkling water. Do I find value in it? Not particularly. You can drink it. I don't think there's anything necessarily bad from consuming it unless something is put in the water, aside from just carbonation. But I get carbonation from my kefir. So I make raw kefir from raw dairy. So I get that carbonation. I get that kind of bubbly fermentation. It's called champagne de milk. It's fucking great. So keep that in mind if you like the bubbles, get you some kefir. Goddamn right, Carson. Goddamn right. Carson says, okay, Papa's an ass man. Goddamn right. That's right. Damn right I am. All right, Will, Papa Swole, if I drink bone broth, are chicken and beef bone broth good to drink, or is one better than the other? Beef bone broth is my preference. It all comes down to the quality of the food. Most chicken are fed corn and soy in their feed. If you have your own chickens and you know what they're being fed and you're making your own meal or you're doing different things in that sort, you can get corn and soy free eggs and stuff like that, maybe local farms and things like that. But it's much easier to find grass-fed beef bone broth. Ruminant animals, they process these things that they eat in terms of grass and grubs and stuff like that more effectively, and it's just more nutrient dense. But even if you order online, you get grass-fed beef bones. You can get some, maybe they have corn and soy-free chicken. They have chicken bones and things like that. But beef bone broth, when I say drinking bone broth, we're having beef broth. But again, if you have access and you know what your food's being fed. So I generally don't go after chicken, but can you get better options for chicken? Sure. There could be some options that are better than others. But if you're going to like the local supermarket and just getting some cheap run-of-the-mill chicken, you're going to get what you pay for. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Anna, Papa, I'm trying to get rid of, and I wouldn't recommend eating the organs. I wouldn't recommend eating the organs or the bones and the marrow of any animal that's not as healthy as possible. I would avoid that. I'd be careful. Just keep that in mind. Some of you have access to different things, but if you don't have it locally, local butcher, local farmers market, whatever it is, go online. There's plenty of sites that sell bones, that sell all these different things. Just type it into Google. Type in 100% or corn and soy free chicken bones. Like, you'll get a lot of resources. And sometimes you can get ones that might be prepackaged properly, and you can just get the bone broth pre-made, but I prefer to make it. We just get the bones. And when it comes to beef bones, try to get some knuckle bones and some tendons or ligaments. That way you're not just getting the femur shaft. So you're getting some more connective tissue. Anna, hey Papa, I'm trying to get rid of all my, quote, extra human on me. Haha, yeah. Quote, extra human. I love it. I love you. Currently on week 5 of the 90-day dash, will I be able to build some muscles as well, or will it be nulled with the weight loss? Well, you're talking about two different things. Weight loss does not mean fat loss. Weight loss just means, hey, I'm on the scale and there's less on me. You want to lose fat. So I would focus on building muscle. Just stay the course. So yes, you can build muscle. If you have a lot of extra, so a lot of times people ask, hey, how do I build muscle and lose fat at the same time? You don't really do that unless you're brand new to lifting, you have a lot of fat to lose, or you have been out of lifting for a while. Like, you fell off of it and then you're going to get back into it. So in other words, that new stimulus, your body will build muscle. It'll be in like shock and coordination for a little bit. And then after a few or several weeks, you'll start to build some muscle. You start to get into that hypertrophy after the initial alarm reactions and your body gets used to the new stress. You don't build muscle right away. You just kind of go into shock, on a cellular level type of thing for the first few weeks. Your strength will improve and your coordination will improve, but you won't really build muscle for the first several weeks. It'll start ramping up. But when it comes to if you have a lot of fat to lose, then you have a lot more stored energy that your body can tap into. So I would just recommend doing more things like fasting, intermittent fasting, lifting heavy weights, and just being consistent, keeping out all the inflammatory foods, staying away from most vegetables and plant source foods, focus on animal, carnivore, maybe some fruit, but just focus more on those proteins, fats, and organ meats. And I think you're going to be fantastic. Those are just my recommendations. Talk to your nutritionist or your medical provider, but you're crushing it. Just keep on going. So the more fat you have to lose, if you have a lot of extra body fat, you can build muscle and lose some fat at the same time. It's not something that's going to continue linearly. So don't just be glued to the scale, because if you have a lot of extra body fat and you're building muscle, you're lifting weights, you're going to be gaining muscle, losing some fat. It's going to shift from week to week. It's hard to build muscle. So it's going to be kind of up. You're going to have water retention because of inflammation from the training, not in a bad way. It's just going to happen over time. So don't be obsessed with the scale. You might see the scale flatline, but you could be building a little muscle, holding a little water, but losing fat. The scale can lie to you. So don't get discouraged. Just keep going. John, where's most mass located on the thighs? Example, triceps make up most of the upper arms, dwarfing biceps. Just curious if the hamstrings or quadriceps are responsible for overall mass. Yeah, quads. Well, quads are 4 muscles. The biceps are, I would say 2, but it's kind of like, there's like 4 parts, kind of. But it's short head of the biceps femoris, long head, semimembranosus, and semitendinosus. But there's more mass in the quads. There's more mass in the quads. The glutes are huge and thick and strong muscles. I think like per pound, if you have the size, I think the quads would generally be the most mass, but there's also more muscles. But the glutes are really dense connective tissue. So in terms of which muscle is the strongest in the body, it's probably the glutes, but it really depends on what's the most activated. So yeah. Plus you have some of the longest muscles in the body. The sartorius, I believe, is the longest muscle in the body. The Taylor's muscle. Yeah. I agree with Eric here. I agree with Eric. Eric says, I think people choose leg press over squats because it's easier and they can move more weight. So it has some ego in there. I agree. It is much easier. So you could put on a ton of weight with leg press and go to like, you could put on weight on a leg press and do 3 or 4 reps. And oh my God, it's hard. That's nothing like 3 or 4 reps on a squat. It's nowhere close to the intensity or the overload. You're not overloading your body in the same way. Plus you're pushing a lot of pressure on your back, smashing into the pad. When it comes to a squat, you're loading your entire system. It's more overloading on your entire physiology. I'm scrolling back up. We're talking about pulling out. So Base Bunny says you can get a period tracking app that will help you learn when you're ovulating. Once you really get to know your cycle, you can delete it. Yeah, I would check that out. I forget. I think she might have an app too. I forget what it is, but I'm sure there's good apps out there. Let's see. Jack Taylor, birth control messed me up so bad. No one should take that shit. Matthew says, I'm okay with my boobs shrinking. Thank you for the input, Matt. Great. Excellent. Always can expect the Swole fam to come up with a great comment. All right, let's take another call. Another call. This one's from Sushobit from India. Sushobit. All right, let's see what we got. Come on, English.
Hey, Papa Solio, I wanted to ask that as soon as the gym times comes near, I start feeling weak and I just start using my Instagram and things like that, so I get distracted and I just don't feel like going to the gym. So what do you suggest? What would be the best thing to do?
Well, even though you're from India, first off, thanks for the call. Here's one thing that I do know about, I guess I could say Indians, because you're Indian, right? It's just, we're used to saying Indians like Native Americans, but Indians being Indian, is that you have nips, right? You got nips. We all have tits. That's one thing that I know. All right. You might have more of a tan than me, but you're going to have nips. So what you're going to do is slap yourself across the tits and go to the fucking gym anyway. You're going to get it done. I love the question though. So you get weak when the gym time comes near. I love it. I love the English. When the gym time approaches. When the gym time comes near, I get weak and I start scrolling on Instagram. Well, you can put the phone down. You can put in airplane mode. You just need to do it. So take a clip of this podcast, take a video and just play it over and over again. Go to the fucking gym, do it, get it done. What would Papa Swolio do? That's like the next shirt or the bracelets we're going to get. What would Papa Swolio do? What would I do? I'd slap myself across the tits and get it done. So what should you do? You should slap yourself across the tits and get it done. But in terms of feeling weak, I don't know if he meant that, John. John says, feeling weak before going to the gym. How's your nutrition, sleep, and hydration? I don't think that's how he meant weak. I think he meant like emotionally weak. He starts scrolling on Instagram and, falls out of it. So if it's more of an emotional, psychological thing, fucking put the phone down, go get it done. But if it comes to actually weakness, like you're really feeling physically weak, then yeah, look into what John was saying in terms of nutrition, your sleep, electrolytes, hydration. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. I love these comments. Steffi, if you're going to use the pull-out method, better get some kind of barrier protection. I have a 17-year-old now from someone waiting a little too long on that method. LOL. Indeed. Thank you, Steffi. Thank you. Carson, Instagram kills more gains than Sam Smith's music. Indeed.
Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina.
Indeed. Oof. Tiffany, these damn kids always on their phones. Goddamn kids. Goddamn
and my
kids.
existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible
Get off my lawn.
to you, saves lives.
Get off my lawn. They took your job. All right. Yeah, just get started. Just get started and you'll feel like it. Just get it started. Anytime you don't feel like training, just get started. If you don't feel like going to the gym, just put your shoes on. You know, if it's first thing in the morning, if you don't feel like you want to do something that will cascade into you going to the gym. So you want to make it so easy to, if you have to get up really early, roll out of bed and drive and go to the gym and then you shower there and go to work or whatever, have your stuff ready the night before, have your bag down there right next to your bed, have your shoes or socks or whatever you do, your shorts, your pants, whatever it is, get up, have like, if it's your coffee or your water, you know, start that sequence immediately. You have the water, you have your keys right there. You have your shirt, you wake up, boom, 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 put it on, you pick up your bag and you're out the door. In other words, you would trip on this shit if you didn't. You're going to put the shoes on. You're going to put the stuff on. Just do the first step and then do the next step and then get to the gym. And if you don't feel like going in, I know a lot of you have been there early in the morning or in the evening or whatever. You're sitting in your car. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to go in. You want to go in, but you don't. Just go in the door. Just be like, all right, I'm going to walk in the door. I'm just going to walk in and warm up. Just walk in and warm up and then leave. Make a promise. I'm just going to walk in, do a little warm up, and then I'll leave. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to get in there. You're going to warm up and you're going to do your workout. You're going to do it. You're going to end up doing it. You have to get out of your own head. And your head is always a lying cunt. Straight up. Your head's always going to be lying to you. It's that little voice that's always going to be talking shit. And we all have that voice. The question is, are you going to listen to that voice? Everyone has that voice. Everyone has that voice that tells them just to quit or to stop, or you don't have to go today. You could take a day off. Everyone has that voice. Every single person. When you realize everyone has that voice, okay, so then you can make a better choice. But everyone has that voice. Everyone goes through the same thing. Everyone goes through the same thing. Every single person. All right. Julio Munoz. Munoz? I think it's Munoz. Julio. We are en el Daily Swole.
Papasolio,
¿Qué
estoy
pasó?
cansado. Quiero ir a la biblioteca. Quiero ir a la playa.
No playa. No playa. No biblioteca. Ve al puto gimnasio. Ve al puto gimnasio, cabrón.
Matt Damon.
Ve al puto gimnasio. Ve al puto gimnasio. Okay. That being said, fam, it's time to go. Do we have any really good questions? Really good detailed calls. Everyone's like, I don't want Gym Biblioteca. I love the calls. Let's see. Lady Hawk, how is it that I've been going to the same Planet Fitness for years, but I've never seen any pizza? I swear it's a lie. Do they still have it at every LA Fitness? They have certain days where it's donuts or bagels and certain days where it's pizza day. It's gross. I don't know if maybe they stopped doing that because it was getting a lot of, it's a terrible reputation. LA Fitness has successfully built a business based on people failing. They successfully built a business on just being awful at their job. Not that people don't make gains at LA Fitness. I mean, at Planet Fitness. So not that people don't make progress, because this is what I tell people. I make fun of it. I would never go to a Planet Fitness. I've been to a Planet Fitness. I don't like the colors. I just think it's a fucked up pussy mentality of a business. We're all inclusive and blah, blah. We don't have super heavy weights. Don't be dropping weights. Oh, shut the fuck up. However, it's a cheap membership. In some towns, you're not going to have any gyms aside from that. So if that's all you have, or it's so convenient, go there. Milk it for all it's worth. But I still don't have to like it. So I still think it's a net win. I still think it's a net positive because it gets more people a membership. But at the same time, their business model is based on getting thousands of people to sign up and then no one showing up. And for $10 a month, that's the kind of person you're going to get. For $10 a month, that's the kind of member you're going to get. There are some people out there, $10 a month, and they're crushing it, right? But $10 a month is the kind of member you're going to get. You're going to get someone who doesn't really care. You're going to get someone who doesn't really go. You're going to get someone who doesn't want to spend any more than just $10 fucking for their health. Because if they had everyone show up, there wouldn't be enough space. So their business model is built on charging so little that they sign up so many people that just never cancel. And you have to go in to cancel. You have to go through all these hoops. So you just end up never canceling because it's just $10. Like, all right, fine, fuck, that's not worth it. I don't want to drive all the way there, go in, bring a letter, whatever the fuck it is, and cancel. Oh, I'll just leave it. It's like, I would just leave, just leave it. You're not going to go all the way there for $10. Carson says, isn't that essentially the business plan of commercial gyms? It is, but not to the extent of Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness really markets to people that aren't going to make change. Planet Fitness is marketed towards people that are fat for a reason. And it's true. It's marketed to people that are fat. They're fat for a reason because they always quit. That's really what they're marketing to. Now, all gyms assume, and they should, that they're never going to have everyone show up at the same time. No membership will ever have everyone show up at the same time. That's ridiculous. Unless you have a small boutique gym and then you have certain classes at certain times. But if you have an LA Fitness, some people are coming at 5 a.m, some people are coming at 10 o'clock at night. So you have, and a lot of people don't show up every single day. People train 3 days a week. Some people don't train for a couple of weeks. Some people haven't gone there in months. When you have an LA Fitness membership, you might be going to a different one, then you're showing up to this one. So it's really about having X amount in whatever area, how many people live in that area. Can they sell enough memberships to justify having a location they'll float it. So anyway, I think Planet Fitness as a company and just the mindset of, I think it sucks, but at the same time, it's still a positive. And a lot of people go. And if you go, I don't hate you. I don't think like, haha, you go to LA, you go to Planet Fitness. You can go to one and that's $10 and you get a cheap membership and you can use it. Because most people don't. That's the problem. I just don't like the mentality behind it. Don't be intimidating to people. You don't want people that are in shape training at your gym. No, you want people that are going to make fucking gains. You want people that are going to make fucking gains that are inspiring. It's just a gym designed to protect people's feelings. Anyway, I think it's a net win, but I just think it's cringe. And even people that go there, they're like, yeah, it's fucking cringe, but they go there for the weights. It's $10, or they travel for work, and there's usually a Planet Fitness on so many different corners in so many different cities. It's just to get a nationwide membership or whatever the membership options are. It's just so inexpensive. So whatever, do what you need. Do what you need. Do what you got to do, right? Do what you got to do. Bottom line, do what you got to do. Jeff, getting ready to upgrade my home gym today. Very nice. Very nice. That being said, let's get into some balls deep content. All right. If you go to Planet Fitness, that's deep. I'm not mad at you. It's all right. Yeah, exactly. Frank, it is what you make of it. There's some savages at my Planet Fitness, and there are some lazy beaches that sit on machines not moving. It's like a normal gym. That's what I'm saying. You can go and make a lot of progress. Some people have gone and like, look, I lost 200 pounds at a Planet Fitness. Yeah, because it's a gym. It's just a gym. I just don't like the mentality behind it. It just makes me cringe. It makes me cringe. And I can make fun at the gym. I can make fun of Planet Fitness. So when I make fun of Planet Fitness, I'm not making fun of the people that go and use it. Planet Fitness is literally the woke gym. It's the purple hair gym. It's the purple planet. It's fucking purple. It's fucking purple. Okay? It's purple. It's purple. Jesus Christ, Lady Hawk nationwide is only it's $20 a month nationwide. Woo. Jeez. See, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Well, if you're traveling a lot, I would probably have an LA Fitness membership. I'd probably have an LA Fitness, a Planet Fitness, because if you're traveling a lot, I remember when I was traveling, doing master classes and master trainings and stuff like that, a lot of times I would check out of the hotel. We'd have the last day of the talk or whatever, and my flight might be late or late at night. So after the thing ended, I could take an Uber or the rental car, go to an LA Fitness, work out and shower and have like a training session and then go to the airport. So it was cool to have a nationwide membership. It was convenient. Ortiz, what do you think about those other expensive gyms like Equinox? I've never lifted in one. I've been in one Equinox, so I can't really speak on what do I think. I just remember being in there. It was so clean. It just looked like people didn't even exercise there. I don't like super fancy gyms. I don't like gyms that look like they're a club, like a dance club. They have a lot of those in Miami or just gyms that are so fancy and high end. I don't need a chandelier in my fucking gym. It's so weird. It's so weird. I'm not saying Equinox has chandeliers, but I've been in gyms where I've seen them as. No, I like a dirty fucking hole in the wall. I like good machines and stuff too. I don't need something that's like filthy disgusting, but I like a gym that looks like people lift in it. You know, you're not allergic to chalk. No chalk in the gym. Oh, shut the fuck up. God, that's a problem with gyms. We got to make chalk great again. Yeah, no, chandelier. I'm not even joking. Look it up. Gyms with chandeliers. I'm sure it'll pull up a lot of, neon lights and stuff like that. It makes it seem like it's a fucking club. Like a club, like a dance club. All right. It's getting me amped up. If you want to submit a question, we'll be back here tomorrow for Wednesday, the Mancast 2511. Go to askpapaswole.com and submit a question, and we'll get to it in tomorrow's episode. Thanks for being here, Beaches. Let's get into some balls deep. Who's ready for some balls deep? Who's ready for some BD? Oh my God, we have some repeat offenders coming back. Here we go. Now we're going to clean up the internet. Time to get these barnacles off the internet, right? Time to get the barnacles off the internet. Let's see a little tainty man first. Let's see a little tainty boy. Oh, my tainty man. Oh, my tainty boy. Oh, my tainty man. How are you, my sweet, sweet tainty boy? And we have the church. Is that her butt? Oh, that's her head. Oh, hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweetie. She's upside down. There you go. There she is. All right. Sorry to disturb you. I'll tuck you back in there. You can stay under there. Excellent. All right. Let's get into a couple of videos. Let's see if we have an appetizer. We have some medical fat phobia, not attracted to fatties, and why do fat people need to eat less? Let's start with that one. I mean, most people should eat less. Most people should eat less often. Now, if you're eating the proper quality of foods, you're not going to need to eat excessively. You need nutrient density. And most people don't eat nutrient dense food. Why do fat people need to eat less? It's in response to a question or a post on TikTok. Let's see. But at the point of this, why not just lose weight? I'm overweight and it's my fault. Just be in a calorie deficit and lose weight. And, it's not just a calorie deficit because a lot of people just restrict calories, but they're not getting nutrient dense food. They still have chronic inflammation. They're still on birth control. They still have all these like fucking hormones and endocrine disruptors and things that are screwing them up. So if you're eating nutrient dense food, like we had, who was it in the Daily Swole? It was Daisy from the Swole fam that was talking about how she's lost like 5 pounds already. Was it 5 pounds? Yeah, like 5 pounds from just eating beef, eggs, and all this quote unquote fat. And she's just surprised that after all these years of demonizing fat and not avoiding fat and being scared of eating fat, she's actually losing weight because she's cutting down on all the carbohydrates, losing extra water and body fat, and starting to feel a lot better. So let's get into this post. Why do fat people need to eat less? Just because they're human and
so here's the thing. You need food to survive. My name's Alyssa, and I'm your Orthodox Jewish plus-size mom friend.
Holy shit, pause.
Matt Damon.
That escalated quickly. That really got out of hand fast. My name is Alyssa, and I'm your Orthodox Jewish plus-size mom friend. I have a headache starting. It's like right over here in the side. It's starting. I feel it coming up from the back. Nice identification. Nice virtue signaling. Anyone else have their identity around their religion, their obesity, the fact that they have children? I'm a boy mom. I'm an Orthodox Jewish plus size mom. Yeah, what a mouthful. Among other things. Okay. My name's Alyssa, and I'm your Orthodox Jewish plus-size mom friend.
To survive. My name's Alyssa, and I'm your Orthodox Jewish plus-size mom friend. Whenever somebody comes and makes comments like this, I'm baffled. Why does somebody who is in a larger body deserve to eat any less than someone who's not in a plus-size body?
It has nothing to do with deserving. Why is someone... You're not in a larger body. You're fat. You have a lot of extra body fat. Deserve to eat any less? You don't need the sustenance. You have excessive sustenance. But again, we just talked about it. It's really inflammation. It's chronic inflammation. It's bloating. It's issues from hormonal birth control. It's all these other fucking things. This is the play. This is the being a cunning linguist when it comes to morality. Why does someone who's in a larger body deserve to eat any less? Look in the mirror. Why are you twice as wide as a normal human being? It's because of what you're consuming. I'm not going to say it's what you're consuming. Yes, it's how much. It's also what you're consuming.
If you don't eat food, you will die. And
some quicker
plus size
than others.
People don't deserve to die.
That's a stretch. If you don't eat, you'll die, and plus-size people don't deserve to die. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
Are there any women here today?
I'm sorry, what? That's a stretch. No one's saying plus-size people should die. We're just saying people that are obese because they're eating low-quality food in excess should probably stop eating low-quality food in excess. And then they won't have to be obese. Unless you want to be obese, so you can be an Orthodox Jewish plus-sized mom friend. Because just being an Orthodox Jewish mom friend, that just ain't it, fam. We all know that.
I'm not talking about binge eating here. I'm talking about regular eating.
People's opinions of regular eating is usually binge eating. Talk to the average person about what they eat, and you will absolutely cringe. Especially if you listen to this show, you've done an elimination diet, and you actually know what food does to the body. Talk to someone about what's regular. Define what regular eating is. Oh, sorry. Not sorry.
Eating minuscule amounts of food in order to lose weight is not the answer.
Yes, don't starve yourself.
There are ways to have a healthy relationship with food and your body and live a healthy life without a calorie deficit.
That's nonsensical. You need nutrient density. The calories will answer themselves. If you're exercising, sleeping well, eating quality food to satisfaction, not stuffing your face all day like an intermittent fasting, an eating window, which is normal. You shouldn't be eating 24 hours a day. You're not going to have to worry about this. You won't.
It's literally inhumane to tell a plus-size person that they shouldn't be eating.
It's not inhumane to tell someone who's morbidly obese that they shouldn't be morbidly obese if they want to be healthier. They need to change their habits. It's not inhumane. Look, you're harming yourself. So if you're morbidly obese, you're harming yourself. That's what's happening. You're harming yourself. Anything anyone says is doing nothing. It's doing nothing. I'm going to make this point very clear. It's literally inhumane to tell a plus-size person that they shouldn't be eating. So if I'm saying you shouldn't be eating, oh, that's inhumane. It's nothing of the sort. These are sounds. These are words coming from someone's mouth. What you are doing to your body, if you're obese, that is what is damaging. Your actions. The obese person's actions is what's damaging, not words. Okay.
Because essentially, you're telling them that they don't deserve to live.
Holy super stretch. This chick must be amazing at yoga because that is an absolute fucking stretch. That's a fucking stretch. Hey, you probably shouldn't be eating so much food because you're 500 pounds. You're telling me that I don't deserve to live? No, I'm saying that you probably shouldn't be living off Twinkies. That's taking that to the extreme, son.
Everyone deserves to live. Everyone deserves to eat. It does not matter your size.
It does.
Think about your words the next time you want to say that to someone.
I'll continue to use logic and common sense. And it's over. My God. Thank you very much.
Loud noises!
Fantastic. Wow. Talk about a stretch. You cannot, you can't, that doesn't connect there. Positive charisma. Is it inhumane to tell someone with skin cancer to put on sunscreen before going outside? I mean, well, not the best example. Sunscreen is fucking awful for you. It's so bad. If you're eating better, you're mindful of how you get sun, going early morning, building up a tolerance. Like, do not use sunscreen, people. My recommendation, not medical advice, but don't put that chemical trash on your fucking body. Just wear a shirt, or that's why they have umbrellas and things called inside. You don't have to be cooking in the sun. Like, you're not supposed to be just be laying there in the fucking sun all the time, unless you've built up a huge tolerance, early morning sun over years. Yeah, but I get the point. In other words, is it inhumane to give someone quality advice? Jeff says she thinks eating less means not eating at all. But that's the thing. We know that fasting is amazing for you. Intermittent fasting, it's amazing for you. Yeah, charisma, a thing called, it's called inside. Go inside. So if you're cutting out vegetable oils and seed oils and gluten, and you're cutting out all these inflammatory foods, people don't understand the impact of chronic inflammation. And you're getting sun. And I'm not saying, look, if you are up north all the time, and it's March, because it's March right now, you live in Montana, and you come for vacation for 2 weeks to Florida, and you go to the beach at 1 p.m., and you're there for 5 hours, and you don't put sunscreen on, you are going to be barbecued. You are going to be absolutely fucking barbecued. Because you're going from 0 to 1,000 miles an hour. Okay. If you want to build up a tolerance to the sun, you need to be getting sun. It doesn't seem like a lot of sun. But you need to be getting sun at like 7 in the morning and 8 in the morning. Get sun, but I have very fair skin. Build up a tolerance. You can still build up a tolerance. You can still get sun. You just have to get early morning sun. Just early morning sun, and you build up that tolerance. But also your skin, the reactivity, I felt so much better. I'm out at all hours of the day without sunblock, without sunscreen. And it's amazing. I never burn. If it's really hot, I'm just not sitting there cooking and roasting like a piece of meat. If I get really hot, or if I'm sitting outside on the phone, I'll put the umbrella up, or I'll go inside, or, I'm not just sitting there cooking all the time. It's called an umbrella. So if you just go and you literally roast in the middle of the day and you haven't built up that base, you're going to be fucked up. You're going to be fucked up. All right, let's see here. Let's do this dude last because he's going to make us want to slit our wrists. So we'll do this one first. We have bowl cut Pippi Longstocking here. This one's called Not Attracted to Fatties. And the question on TikTok says, so basically, if you find skinny women attractive, you're fat phobic. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Matt Damon.
So is this like when someone says, you don't like trans women? You're transphobic. It's like, no, I just don't want a dick in my mouth. And if I don't want a dick in my mouth, I'm not going to date or be with a man. It's not a man, it's a trans woman. That's a man in a dress. It's a man. It's a man, baby. You could live your life the way you want to. It's still a man. As if the penis didn't give it away. What would make you think that, Papa Swole? I mean, the cock, the cock,
because
the balls, the ball sack, the nuts, the kibbles and bits. All right, this one's called Not Attracted to Fatties. It's all preference. Let's get a little church there. Oh my goodness, churchy. Oh, Churchy. You're so cute. She's so cute. Let's get some rubs. Let's get some rubs.
Aww.
Okay. You're so cute. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. The church. All right, here we go. Not attracted to fatties. Let's go. Come on, fam. Let's go. Let's go.
What's in the box?
I didn't say this. This is what these people are saying. That's their video titles and stuff.
It is not inherently fatphobic to be attracted to thinner people.
And the video's over. Excellent. Nailed it. All right, so she said what we already know. It's not fatphobic if you're attracted. No kidding. Cool. So 7 seconds in, the video's done. The video's done. All right, gravity pulls things towards the center of the earth. Boom. We're done. But no, we have 2 minutes and 16 seconds. We'll see how this goes. Maybe we'll cut it off, but you see, fam? You see what happens? You see what happens when you use the pull-out method? It's not always a win. Be careful. Okay. Here we go.
It's only fatphobic if you exclude a group of people, fat people, from that attraction due to the fact that you think being fat is unhealthy, unattractive. Because why do you think it's unattractive?
What?
You switched the samples.
The hell did she just say? I'm not going to rewind it because it's not supposed to make sense. But I did hear something about removing fat people from attraction.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Methinks that's not how it works. Methinks.
Where does that come from? Your fear of larger bodies, right? Like that, or not even your fear of larger bodies, but your distaste for, your dissatisfaction for. That's fatphobic. I can like thin people. I don't always. Like, I love like a full-bodied individual.
Full-bodied. These people over here talking about people like they're wines. Like their wines are like cigars. Like, I like a full-bodied person. I like a full-bodied robusto. I like a nice gordo. I like a nice full-body rich. Like a fucking Merlot.
And I can still like thin people too, but I don't exclude fat people from my preferences. Because at that point, it's no longer a preference, it's a bias.
No, it's a preference. And people aren't excluding. I don't go out there and be like, all right, I might be attracted to a fat person, but I'm going to exclude them. No, you just don't want to fuck them. You don't want to fuck them. Like some people like to date black men or black women. Some people don't. It's attraction. You know, we've developed evolutionarily to be attracted to people that look like us. It's a tribal thing. It's a security thing. It's a belonging thing. So that's built into our DNA. So in terms of prejudice, whether it's racial or obesity, that's natural. That's natural because you would normally another tribe and they look completely different. Like, oh my God, like what is that? You'd be more, fearful or like aware or, like hesitant to engage with them because it could be a battle. It could be dangerous. You don't speak the same language. Like when years and hundreds of years ago, you'd have colonization and people landing on the shores of different countries. Like, who the fuck is this? Where are they? Like these people look taller and they're whiter or they're darker skinned and whatever. So it's normal. It's normal to have, and prejudice doesn't mean that you hate the other person. It just means you're judging someone. Everyone prejudges everything. It's just judging it before you know more about it. Like, oh, this preview. A preview is prejudging. You're like, oh, this movie looks like shit. Oh, this movie looks awesome. And then you go and see the movie and like, oh, that movie actually sucked. Oh, the movie was actually really good. That's it. All right, whatever. Let's keep going, I suppose.
There's a stigma. There's a weight stigma.
A stigma.
Right? Which is where the phrase weight stigma comes in. Certain weights are stigmatized.
Sounds like an STI. I got the stigma.
Right? All rooted in racism,
Yep.
our fear, our hatred of black, large, disabled, whatever bodies.
What? What just happened? Did she just say large, black, disabled bodies? What? I missed the transition. I don't think there was.
And just in case there's any bitches out there who's like, oh, why do you always have to bring race into this? Like, you're a what? Like,
it's a great question.
It's rooted in racism. Like, fat phobia is rooted in racism. So it's like,
how so? It's not.
There are many things to break down at the same time. You're allowed to be attracted to thin people. You just can't exclude a whole group of people.
I can't exclude.
And call it a preference.
It's called a preference. It's not excluding. One does not lead to the other. A preference might mean that you are not attracted to obese people. That's not because you're excluding. That's because your preference is precluding that. It's like, that's my preference. It's not that you're actively excluding, like, I'm not going to go after Asians because I don't like Asians. Well, that's also a preference too. You know, not liking Asians or black people, like liking them because of their skin color, that's okay. Then that has other connotations and reasonings. But attraction, like sexual attraction. So this is a whole different thing. You're going to be attracted to what you're attracted to. Some people like heavy women or heavy men. Some people have that kind of a fetish or attraction or preference. You always have to say the racist thing because nothing else makes sense. That doesn't make sense either, but you know,
just like it's racist if you say, "Oh, I only date white guys."
Is it? Is it though? So if you've never dated like a Senegalese man or a woman, then you're racist. Maybe you are only attracted to white people or black people. I mean, look at the Kardashians. They have a lot of, I don't know, NBA players that they're banging all the time. Does anyone care? No one cares. No one cares except you. Except you. You're the only one screaming racist. Everyone else just dates who they're attracted to and who they're around, and most people just don't let it run their lives.
Or like it's racist to those other groups that don't fit in that box, right? It's no longer a preference. It's systemic. It's rooted in something else. It's not just an attraction.
What you just said,
how many times did you say rooted?
Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
She should be a gardener. Like, plant some trees.
At no point
if you want to root.
In your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah. Well, it seems like these people are the most racist or it's rooted in racism. They're the ones that are looking for, if you're not black, handicapped, and trans, then like they don't want you. They don't want you. So I would be much more concerned about people like this that are going to date someone as a token. Like you're going to date like a token handicapped black person, or this person's black and gay. So, and they have crutches. So I'm going to date them because, you know, it reflects on how good of a person I am because I don't have biases. I don't have bullshit. It's a huge ego. It's a huge attention grab. Just keep on screaming racism until it means nothing anymore. It used to mean something. It still does to people that use a dictionary before the year 2000. It still means something. That's not a good thing. Racism is not a good thing. And it's really not as prevalent as people are trying to as the left is trying to bring it back, trying to bring back racism. Everyone was doing so fine, so much better. Everyone's got their different opinion on that, but it was probably the least racist country in the world. Pretty close to it. I'm drinking black coffee. Oh no. Oh no. Some black person's going to be offended because I'm drinking coffee. Ooh. Ooh. They call this the Wesley Snipes blend. Demolition Man. Epic fucking movie. Respect. Respect, Snipes. Respect. I like my coffee. I like my coffee Blade. Blade coffee. Ah, so good. So good. All right. Yeah, those white shenanigans. They're everywhere. All right, fam. We have a return offender.
It is not my place as a smaller bodied white man to comment.
And I say pumpkin face because like those smiling pumpkin faces, he creeps me out. Creeps me out. Like serial killer creep me out. Like Dexter creeps me out. But not like Dexter kills bad people, drama. Oh, is he going to get caught? Is he? Whatever. No, this is like creepy. It puts a lotion on its skin creepy. There we go.
What's in the box?
It's called medical fat phobia.
I don't care about medical fat phobia. It doesn't affect me. I'm not fat. You shouldn't need to be personally affected in order to recognize and care about the oppression of others. But actually, in this case, anti-fatness does do harm to people who aren't fat as well in medical settings. Oh, please, do lecture me again. Gladly. You know how doctors will often ignore fat people's symptoms of illness and tell them just to lose weight instead of actually treating what's going on? So
usually what's going on is that they're eating too much cake and they're not exercising. And they're trashing their health, which is why they're in the doctor's office like, what's wrong with me? Your habits. Why do I feel this way? Your habits.
You've told me. Well, it's true, and sometimes a similar thing can happen to skinny people also due to anti-fatness. You're going to need to elaborate. Sometimes someone who the BMI classifies as a healthy weight will get told that their symptoms don't need to be addressed because they're not fat.
What?
And because they're at a healthy weight, nothing should be wrong with them. Whoa, really? Yeah, well, when you treat something that isn't a pure indicator of health, like weight, as a pure indicator of health, you're going...
All right, look, nothing's a pure indicator of health. You have to look at anything as a system. But at the same time, if you are obese, that's an indicator of your system failing. That's an indicator of insulin resistance. That's an indicator of lifestyle habits. That's an indicator of the environment that your body is in. Like, that's the result. If you look really unhealthy, it's because you're probably really unhealthy. It's kind of the result of your habits. If you're trashing yourself and your body's going through a lot of stress and eating chemical trash, and it's a byproduct of that. So no one's saying, oh, you're overweight, you're absolutely going to drop dead. This is why you have a lot of obese people. Look, I don't have diabetes right now. Look, this number is okay right now. Plus, a lot of those tests are not read properly. They're not broken down enough. People are still obsessing over like lower cholesterol rather than actually the literal lies that have been perpetuated throughout the years when it comes to, lowering cholesterol being the devil, all right, that we know is complete nonsense now. So a pure indicator. So if you can't say that obesity is a pure indicator, then it doesn't mean anything all of a sudden, right? I think it's a pretty good sign. You're not ever going to be obese and healthy. It's not going to happen. It's not it. It's not it.
To misdiagnose and mistreat a lot of people. Fat people bear the brunt of that, but skinny people aren't unaffected either. Wow, I guess I'll never again say...
Anything? Oh, it just ended. Nice. There we go.
You need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Yeah, these videos are usually made by people who are never around sick people. They're never around. They're not nurses. They're not doctors. They're not in an environment where they're constantly seeing sick people. And that's a great point. Ortiz says, when you work in the medical field, you see that 90% of patients are fat and unhealthy. Look, I've trained so many elderly people. I spent so much time around elderly people, and either frail, osteoporosis, no muscle tone, really weak. But if they're sick, like, what are the chances that they're obese or they're overweight? Like, that's the case. And it's not saying that to be rude. Like, we're just stating facts. It's just reality. So rather than say, well, just because I'm fat doesn't mean I'm unhealthy, it's a very good sign of your habits. And just because you don't currently have, let's say, a diagnosable or a specific metric that says, oh, you technically have this disease. That's really what medicine a lot of times is. If your number on this blood panel is a little bit this, then you're osteopenic, or you have osteoporosis, or you're pre-diabetic, or this. There's a scale and there's a range, and that range continues to change. It continues to expand and expand as the average person gets fatter and more unhealthy. And a lot of times these ranges change in order to get more people on medication. They'll change, or they'll bias towards putting people on medication sooner because it makes everyone a lot of money, and it destroys the individual's health. The sooner they can get you on medication, the sooner they can get you on that subscription. That's all it is. It's a subscription. It's like a Netflix, but they get you on that blood pressure. And once they get you on that shit, you're on it for life. Most people are on that shit for life. So the first moment that they can get you on blood pressure meds, cholesterol meds, whatever it is, they will get you on it, and you'll never stop taking it. Because, oh my God, if I don't take this, I'm going to get sick and die. And you don't do anything authentically to actually improve your health. Like, you don't need these fucking things. You need better habits. And again, it's so scary. It's so scary to change your habits. Oh, the Tainty Man's. He's having a dream. You okay, buddy? He's like, it's okay. It's okay, Bubba. People are so afraid to make positive changes. They're so afraid to make positive changes. They will do everything possible to not make that change. They'll do everything possible to not change their habits. They'll do everything possible to not address the fact that they're in control. You don't want to be in control. You want to go to some authority figure. You want to go to some doctor that's going to make it all better. How do I get healthier? Have this, make me better. They're going to give you some sort of Band-Aid. They don't have the tools to help you get better. You have the tools. It's the food that you eat. It's your habits during the day. It's how much water you drink, and your electrolytes, and your resistance training, and your yoga, and your meditation, your stress. It's all of those things. The doctor just sees you in that moment. The doctor doesn't see all your habits. The doctor, unfortunately, doesn't have an hour to go over everything. They just see the outcome. Hey, here's the test. I put the thing in your ear. I checked out your breathing. That's all the doctor sees. The doctor sees a 350-pound person walk in with high blood pressure and this. You need to lose weight. It's a 5-minute window. And this is terrible. This is the problem with medicine. Not to mention, the doctors are misled. They're miseducated in many ways. They don't have a lot of time. They have tons of overhead malpractice and insurance and red tape. They have to do so much volume. They can't actually treat the patient. They have to treat the symptoms. So they just see a morbidly obese person, and you're like, you need to lose weight. You need to get this weight down. What it means is you need to change your fucking habits so that you won't be obese. And then everyone takes it as like, oh my God, they don't like me for the way I am. I'm obese and I'm beautiful. And that person's fat phobic. Are they fat phobic? Or does the doctor just know, hey, that's not a good sign. This doesn't end well. You should probably change this. Oh, me? Me have responsibility? No, you're supposed to just tell me I'm beautiful. Isn't it fucking retarded? Doesn't it sound so stupid? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. You have to understand this. The doctor wants you to get better, but they don't have the time or the resources. And it's just vernacular. Like, people internalize it, right? It's only an insult and fat phobic if you internalize it. If someone's like, hey, you need to lose weight, and you're like, yeah, I'm 275 pounds. I know I'm a fat shit. Come on, you don't know that you're a fat ass? You don't know that you're fucking fat? Look down. You can't see your dick or your clit. You're fat. Why is it surprising? He's so mean to me. He just told you the truth. Or she, and you didn't like it. Okay, you don't have to. Doesn't make it less true. Come on. Anyone that's obese knows they're obese. So you're the people that look at themselves and think, all right, I'm feeling some shame. I need to change my life. Good, you should feel some shame because you're not putting the effort in. But then you can, and then everything will change. And you'll feel better, and you'll love yourself more, and you'll respect yourself. Cool. So you can make that positive change like a lot of people in the Swole fan. You're like, you know what, I need to make a change. Then you do it. Or you can blame the doctor for saying words that hurt your feelings. That person's fat phobic. It's a medical doctor. All they do, the doctor only sees sick people. And I know this is hyperbolic, but you're not going to the doctor because you feel great. I feel amazing. I need to go to the doctor. Let me set a doctor's appointment. Said no one ever. I feel great. I know you go in for a physical and you go in for, okay, fine. You know, my physical is sitting down to a steak dinner. Like, that's my physical. Going to the fucking gym, going and lifting some heavy steel, that's my physical. That's me checking in, making sure that I'm doing well. Okay, you're like, the doctor, all they see are sick people. So they know when people are doing not well. That's all they see. They see sick fucking people. So when someone comes in that looks sick, they're gonna be like, hey, you're not doing well. You should change this. Otherwise, you're gonna be even sicker, like all these other sick people that I see all the time. You don't see healthy people. You don't see people that are in fucking great shape going to the doctor all the time. You're there for a reason. Why are you there? Why are you at the doctor's office? And again, if you're like, the doctor's fat phobic, they weighed me. They're supposed to fucking weigh you to see if you have a 10-pound tumor growing on your taint. They weigh you to compare. Holy shit, you gained 70 pounds in the last year. What's going on? What's the deal? I've just been getting more beautiful. You're fat phobic. So if you're going to the doctor so often that them weighing you is offensive, that's problem number one. You're going to the doctor way too frequently. If anything that happens at a doctor's office is so inconvenient and offensive, you're spending way too much time in doctor's offices. You're spending way too much time. To spend that much time in a doctor's office so that it offends you and you notice all these things. Oh my God, they weighed me. What, once a fucking year? Just don't look at it. Ignore it. Who cares if you're that offended by it? Just like, that's a problem in itself. If you're that offended by your weight, it's because you probably need to lose a lot of it. You're sensitive to it and you're embarrassed, as you should be, because you let yourself get that fucking fat. And it's your responsibility. Look, and we all start from different places. I'm going to end this rant soon. We all start from different places. Okay. So if you are morbidly obese and you're coming across this podcast, I don't hate you. I'm not disgusted by you. But you should feel that way about yourself, about your habits. It should slap you across the tits. You should realize, I need to make those changes. I have control, or I need to take back control and then make those changes. This obesity shit is a state of mind. Okay. Some people are in part of the Swole fam and, you know, you have 100 pounds to lose. You're not getting offended by this. It's inspiring because you're like, yes, I have the power. I can do it. For people that are trying to justify being obese to not change, that's pathetic. That's playing a victim. And that's the kind of mindset that you need to be repulsed by. And it's not that we hate the individual person. I hate the stupid things that are coming out of some of these people's mouths. But if you are obese and you're promoting obesity and you're putting it out there that being obese is not a bad thing, that it's not harmful, that you can, like, that's going to kill people. It's going to kill people. It's going to keep people on these paths of this fat acceptance bullshit where they're going to continue to compound these poor habits over the next 3, 5, 10 years. That's going to lead to an early death. That's going to lead to a lot of preventable disease. I'm just trying to catch a few more people before they go down that road. And if it offends you, then fuck off, listen to something else. And if you like logic and common sense and some hard-hitting knowledge cock, then you're in the right place. Let's fucking go.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Par for the course. It's the Daily Swole. All right, Swole card time, fam. Let's give this card away. Hashtag Get Swole. Get Swole. Everyone wants a Get Swole card. Here we go. Be first. Pinch my nips. Pinch my nips. Pinch my fucking nips. Yeah. Get those fucking nips. Get those fucking nips, pinch and get those fucking nips. We got a winner from the Daily Swole Telegram chat. It's Julian Provost. Congratulations! Julian, congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. I gotta see if I could send this. I'm trying to get the Telegram chats over here. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2510 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email, and we'll get you this Swole card. Congratulations, Julian. Julien. Everyone can say congratulations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come one, come all. We'll take a soundboard request for you, Julian. Congratulations. So those that don't know, we have a bunch of members that watch in the Telegram chat every day. Super awesome. You sexy beaches. You sexy beaches. We choose truth over facts. I got you. I got you, fam.
We choose truth over facts.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Shut up, bitch!
All right, fam, join us. Join us if you're not part of the Swole fam. If you're not a member, swolenormousx.com. Join today. swolenormousx.com, swolenormousx.com. And get access to yesterday's accountability meeting. We got the roundtable this Thursday. I'm telling you. This Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss out. Don't miss out, beaches. It's going to be lit. Join the Swole fam today. We'll see you at the roundtable. We'll be back here tomorrow for another episode of the Mancast. 25 Schlevens. 25 Schlevens in the church. Oh, he's on fire.
No more shenanigans, no more tomfoolery, no more ballyhoo.
As you can see, my nipples have been removed from my body. Where they are, I don't know.
Fucking people.
Here we go. Cleared. Very nice. Thank you so much, fam, for being here. Appreciate it. I appreciate you. Hit that like button on the way out. If you haven't, share the stream. Leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Let me crank up that hog. And of course, all the links in the show notes below to submit a question, to check out apparel, to join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. We also have some new apparel releases. I didn't have the pictures today, but you can go and check out those new drops. Use code DailySwole for 10% off. That's all I got for you. Thank you. I appreciate you too, Dan. Appreciate you being here. And thank you, John, Giovanni, Cerny, Positive Charisma, Loretta, Carson, everyone, Michelle, Julian. Congratulations, Shane. Everyone, we'll see you tomorrow for 2511. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you laid, that's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no